Al Chen from Coda here. I'm going to ask a few people what they like about Jira, what they might improve, and then also any advice they have for non-engineering people like myself on how to best get started with Jira. Let's go.
So I'm the founder of Hurricane Consulting, and we use mental health, personality science, and psychology to do leadership management trainings and also make informed business strategies that work with who your people are.
My name's Robert Keane. I've got a tech blog, Keane.tech, as well as a YouTube channel, Keane.tech, and a whack of Udemy courses.
Hi, my name is Andreas. I'm from Germany. I'm a community leader for the city of Stuttgart. My job is I'm a product marketing manager for Cyber Media.
I love Jira because Jira, much like me, is a little bit of a control freak. So like all the rules, automations, all the different ways you can customize it to be exactly what you want, exactly what works for you is probably my favorite thing about it.
It's all interconnected. I have a bug report coming from a user, I can link it out to an incident. Or I could have some kind of automation tag other tickets onto it, which gives me great traceability for 47 reports of the same bug. I can pull them all together, solve it, and then close out everything related. Beyond that, I also have, say, a human resources team or a customer support team having similar challenges. I can link, hey, someone in HR has a challenge logging in. That's actually part of a site-wide outage. I need to be aware of that so I can close it and manage it. So the visibility and ability to combine and track the work across and within teams is a great thing in my mind about how Jira works.
If you have not used Jira and then you start using Jira, you will soon after ask yourself how I could not have used Jira in the past.
Right.
Because it gives you just so much more structure and so much more like the ability to plan your tasks and to think about, give you a reason to think about, okay, what I'm going to do this week, what I'm going to do in the next 2 weeks, instead of just doing stuff because you think you have to do it. The ability to plan, ability to think about how long am I going to probably need for these tasks.
And I think it stays true a little bit more to software development principles, right? So I think for product teams that are truly building something with software, Jira is going to align better to the methods and the processes when it comes to that kind of technique and style. So I really just like how easy it is and intuitive for folks to be able to understand it and not have to rethink their processes, right? Jira just flows naturally in with them and they can just start using it right away.
They actually fixed this recently. I used to complain all the time about Jira's search capability. I found it a little janky, but with Atlassian Intelligence and how they can now build JQL queries or JQL queries for you through just basic human English and what they've done with unified search now that they announced today at the keynote, I don't think that'll be an issue anymore.
Is some way to help manage a backlog. So when I think of my product backlog, everyone's putting in tickets and our customer support team says, we put in a feature request. And it sits there and it then just dies.
At Team 24, obviously, Atlassian is announcing the new features. And I feel like a lot of things that users have wanted to see are now coming. So I like making everything simpler and making the product more accessible for non-technical teams. So I'm in marketing, so marketing team, for example, I think they are on the right way. Of course, they're also including a lot of AI now, which I'm a little bit skeptical about. So I just hope that it's not going to be all AI in the future. So
use Jira, there's a lot of data in there, but getting insights or meaningful data out of it to understand, is a product being developed well? We have roadmaps, we have better feedback from customers, right? Is there a change in requirements or better testing, better accountability, right? I think there's a lot of opportunities there to just get more insight out of the data that I don't think we have today.
There is a plethora of content out there that either creators have made or other Jira users have made. So you are not at loss for video content, written content, anything you could possibly need. But I would just play around with it. I mean, it's really fun to play with. Don't feel the need to be an expert right away. And if you need to lead your teams, go through it together. Learn by doing is the best way to do things.
So you know me, I talk a lot about certifications, and the university, they have a course called Jira Fundamentals.
Okay.
It's free. It mainly just talks about the nomenclature and the terminology that's used. I'd recommend that to absolutely everyone, because then when someone says, hey, we just created this new issue, and you're like, well, what's an issue? Well, you have that fundamental knowledge of what people are talking about, and then that should make it easier for you to navigate.
Okay. And it's a free course.
It is a free course.
Okay.
You get a badge for it when you complete it too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid or scared of it. It's just a system. In the same way, if I use Google Documents or Workday, etc., if you don't know how to use it, it might feel intimidating. So learn to be comfortable with being uncomfortable with it. Learn to be comfortable raising your hand and say, I don't know, I need help. Many people I work with hate Jira, and it's not because Jira is a bad system, it's because they haven't been shown how to use it for their job.
First of all, if you start Jira, it's just a tool,
Right.
like any other software, and you need to know how to use it. As a community leader, I recommend to check out the Atlassian community, right? The online community. If you have any questions, you can post it there, and there will always be some friendly person who can help you out. And then, of course, there's the Atlassian Marketplace. There's a lot of add-ons that you can try out. All of them are free for 30 days to try. And well, as I said, I'm a product marketing manager, so we have one of those apps in the marketplace. It's called Report Builder. If you have specific reporting needs, I would recommend to check that out.
But from non-technical teams, it feels scary. There's a lot going on, but this is why one of the very first things that I do when I start introducing Jira to new people is I walk you through the UI so you can understand that the buttons each have a purpose, and they're there to complement you and help you, but not necessarily, hey Ronnie, they're there to really, they each have their own distinct things. So if you're new, find out what you need to do, and just kind of stay within the bounds of what the areas that you need to get the data you want, right? You don't have to explore the backlogs. You don't have to explore, like, understand how backlogs are ranked, and you don't need to understand how to start sprints and stuff if that's not part of your job, right? Like, if all you're needing to do is pull metrics, understand the basics of how to find the data you want, JQL. AI now makes it a little bit easier. You can natural language ask it for the filters or the JQL, and it'll create a filter for you. And now you can much more easier create a dashboard. So again, try not to get overwhelmed, but just baby steps. Try and experiment, be curious, and then eventually the pieces will fall.
And Alex is not going to say, but I'll say for him, take his free classes on Jira.
Yes, absolutely. So I have over 600 videos on YouTube, and between ATech and between the Jira Life, so definitely go check those out. There's something I try to do from beginners all the way to experts, so there should be something for everybody.
And that is a wrap on the Atlassian Team conference. Thank you to all of you who shared your best practices, patterns, and anti-patterns for using Jira. I definitely learned a lot. And thank you to Atlassian for putting together such a great conference. It was my first time there, back in New York, as you can see. Also, you may have seen me walking around the conference with this shirt. I'm carrying this shirt over to the next sprint. I made a bunch of these just for the conference. So if you want one of these shirts, just drop me a comment, send me a message, and I'll be happy to hook you up. Al Chen out.